Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to work on our special bucket. And I hate to say this, but this is not from the truck driver. This is one I created, so I kind of know what's in it. But it's a special bucket nonetheless, because it's all the stuff that's just not regular steel. So let's start off with, we've got these pieces, if I can get them out. Oh no! These are stainless steel wire guards off of pumps. So we're going to put them in this sorted bucket. And we've got some wire, extension wire. Peel up this end off real quick. But I want to go ahead and do that. I've got this wire. I've got a bunch more on the truck of this stuff. And this is well, that piece was not. This is actually a solid core wire. If you strip this out, this might go for a number 1 or bare bright, just depending on how good it looks. Same with that. Same with that. This is a intake screen for a well pump, and it just helps reduce like big chunks of stuff getting into the pump and messing things up and stopping other things up. Y'all remember we did a short a while back, and it was about special buckets and U-turns and pickles smelling pickups. This is kind of the, yeah, one special bucket, and we've got 5 here. So we'll see how this all goes. We've got brass that's dirty. We're going to pull this out, pull that plug out. That's a check valve. And what this is for is you can put stuff in these holes and you can do various things like a sensor or like a pressure switch. Like you could put that there, or a gauge, or other things. This is a bad pressure switch, but I wanted that. That's a brass nipple. It's a 3-inch brass nipple. That's a brass hose bib. We'll just pull, yeah, we'll just take, that's weird. A hose would feed into that. That's interesting. But we'll just take this PVC out of it and take that nut off and pull that off and be extra clean. This, I have no idea what this contraption is. It's going to end up being a dirty piece of brass because I can't get most of that out, but I'll try and get that out. I have no idea. Might have been part of a filter. Just a funny feeling tells me that's part of like a water filter. We've got some more of this wire. We'll just stick all this wire in a bucket for now. And this is a different category of wire. This is actually the wire that came off of the pump itself. And I think it's like a 14 gauge wire. And depending on who makes it, the wire may be 10 coated. So, just for your information, in case you decide to strip it or not to strip it. That's another piece of that wire. This wire, I know what this is. It's probably going to be bare bright. So I may have to calculate, the value of this as is versus bare bright. See if it's worth stripping. This probably might be bare bright. Let's see. Oh boy, all sorts of good, interesting wire. Don't worry, I pick up off myself a lot. That's a smaller wire. That's 12 at least. Yeah, I think that's 12. I think some of that's 10. Ooh, got a brass pop-off pressure relief valve, depending on who you talk to. These are designed so if the pressure exceeds a certain amount, that this will relieve the pressure so something doesn't blow up. Ever heard about a hot water tank blowing up? That'll happen. Got some more wires. There's a bolt. That may be stainless is why it's in there. Check valve, solid check valve. Let's see, that goes there. That is a plain check valve. That'll go there. That's the gate out of the gate valve. It looks like it's seen better days. If you get a pH below 7, the water is a little bit acidic and it will actually eat brass and copper and things of that nature. So in some instances, stainless steel is your better bet. We have another screen from a pump. It's a smaller one, probably for residential. This is UF wire. I'm not going to fool with it. I might clip that piece off since it's exposed. This will go as a Romex wire, I believe. I'm just going to throw it in that bucket for now. Some more of that solid, probably good stuff. Now I wanted this because I believe this, and this is all brass. So I'll just put all of this in this pile. That'll be dirty brass for now. That's just about clean. Ooh, that thing had a rough life. Whew. Came apart. I don't know if you can see down in there, but that's actually not supposed to be right there. It's supposed to be attached to this shaft going down and spinning down in there. Ooh, greasy. Yeah, this one's had better days. This is another brass nipple. This is why this is in there. This is just shred. That's all this is to it. Sometimes these points, if it's really new, are pretty shiny. They might be silver. I'm not quite sure. I don't generally fool with them. But if you take a minute or two and look at how this is put together, you can take it apart and you can pop this off and you can pop those off. That's a piece of clean brass. We'll chuck it right there. This one was cool because I actually found this in there. That's pretty clean. There's this big boy. I'm gonna weigh that. I'm just curious what the 2-inch gate valve was. Oh. Okay. So this piece came out of this piece, and this is why this piece was in the bin. This is a relay, and it's got contactors, but I don't know. This is aluminum. This is brass. Pretty sure these pieces are steel. There's just some copper. We may take one of these apart for fun just to see how it's done. I'll just leave it right there. This is a, oh, I bet. Yep, it's just another catch. Looks like it popped off. Yeah, it got tack welded and it popped off. Another, ooh. Now this is a relay that came out of a control box, out of one of those larger ones I show from time to time. I'll try to remember to point one of them out. This one comes out of like a 1.5 horsepower control box or larger because it's got these prongs on it. The other ones in the smaller boxes, like the 1/2 through 1, they have a different kind of relay. So we'll just set that right there. We may take that apart too. Here we go. Let's see. I may. How these work. There we go. It came apart like I wanted it to. You take the end off. Let me find my handy dandy broken screwdriver. Sounded like Bobby Boucher. I know I had it. I may have knocked it off. Oh, there it is. And what you do with a flathead screwdriver, you go down in there. I don't know if I can do it like this, but you twist it. And the further you twist it in, the higher the pressure has to be before this thing lets off. A lot of these, like this style, I think come preset 75 psi. Don't quote me and hold me to it, but I think that's about where they are. But here's what's in them. It's just a spring, which looks like stainless. and this plunger, and that plunger pushes against this bottom, and it has back pressure on it basically to hold it in place. Let's see what this is. Low grade stainless. I just put it in, may have to save that for a shred bucket. You just got to be careful when you take these apart. Some of these are really hard, so when you're doing this you need to have a wrench or something holding this and while you're twisting this, otherwise you may break it. If you got really acidic water, it'll break really easily if you've been in a while. Let's see what else we've got. We got some funky looking plugs. Set them off to the side. I think some sort of cast. And we're going to try our copper sulfate solution on it. And that's cast aluminum. It's not die cast. So we'll set that right there. We've got some more plugs. And we'll just take our magnet and see. Got a few things that are sticking. Let's see. That's die cast. That's actual die cast. Chunk it in that scrap bucket for now. That's stainless. I don't know what that went to. It looks familiar. I don't know what that went to, but it went to something. And the rest of that is stainless. So we'll just dump it in our stainless bucket. And we'll go from there. So what we have is, when it's together like that in this bundle, I think they sometimes give me 75%. So it's not number 2. It's an actual grade. I think it's 75%. And I think it's the same with the individual stuff. The stuff in that bucket is kind of mixed. It's between tin coated copper and Romex and some other stuff. We got our dirty brass. Dirty brass is right there. Our clean brass and our stainless steel. Excuse me, and a little bit of steel in that one. And I want to show y'all something. Some of y'all may know that there's a series that I do sometimes called Bottom of the Pockets. Well, at one point this was Bottom of the Pockets. Yeah. I found that in my pocket when I got home one night from scrapping down there at the bin. The property owner actually put this in my hand and I put it in my pocket and I forgot about it until I got home. Anyway, that's how we're sorting out this bucket. One bucket makes 5 and a half, sort of. Hope you've enjoyed. Hope to hear from you. We will catch you in the next one.